moments of reflection, when the world outside fades into the background, many find themselves grappling with a profound question. Why do so many of God's chosen ones struggle financially? It is a question that echoes through the hearts of believers who are striving to live in accordance with God's will, yet find themselves ensnared in the web of financial hardship. The narrative of the Israelites in the book of Exodus serves as a poignant reminder that being chosen by God does not exempt one from difficulties. In fact, the very act of being chosen often invites a deeper journey of faith, one that includes trials and tribulations. The Israelites were a people selected by God, destined for a promised land flowing with milk and honey. Yet their journey from slavery in Egypt to the land of promise was fraught with challenges. They faced hunger, thirst, and the daunting task of navigating the wilderness. Time and again, they found themselves doubting God's provision, questioning whether He would truly care for them in their time of need. Despite the miraculous signs they witnessed, the parting of the Red Sea, the manna from heaven, the water from the rock, doubt lingered like a shadow over their hearts. This doubt manifested in complaints and a longing to return to the familiarity of Egypt, even if it meant returning to bondage. In reflecting upon this narrative, we can draw parallels to the financial struggles many face today. Just as the Israelites were chosen and yet faced hardships, so too are many believers navigating the complexities of modern life. The pressures of bills, debts, and unexpected expenses can weigh heavily on the spirit. It is easy to feel isolated in these struggles, as if one has somehow fallen short of God's favor. However, the truth is that financial hardship does not equate to a lack of divine selection or love. Instead, it often serves as a catalyst for growth, a challenge that invites deeper dependence on God. In the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus offers profound wisdom regarding our needs and priorities. In Matthew 6:31-33, He instructs His followers not to worry about what they will eat or drink or wear. Instead, He emphasizes the importance of seeking first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, with the promise that all these things will be added unto them. This teaching is not merely a call to abandon concern for our financial situations. Rather, it is an invitation to realign our focus. When we prioritize God's kingdom, we shift our perspective from scarcity to abundance, from fear to faith. In modern society, the temptation to worry about financial security can be overwhelming. The relentless barrage of advertisements, societal pressures, and the prevailing culture of consumerism can create an environment where anxiety thrives. Yet the teachings of Jesus remind us that our worth is not tied to our material possessions. He calls us to trust in God's provision, to seek His kingdom first, and to embrace a life of stewardship that reflects His character. Stewardship, in this context, means recognizing that everything we have is ultimately a gift from God. It encourages us to manage our resources wisely, to be generous with what we have, and to serve others in love. When we shift our focus from our immediate needs to the needs of those around us, we begin to see our circumstances through a different lens. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by our financial struggles, we can find purpose in helping others, serving in our communities, and being a source of encouragement to those who are also facing challenges. It is essential to engage in a reflective practice regarding our financial journeys. Are we fully trusting God with our finances? Are we seeking His guidance in our spending, saving, and giving? These questions invite us to examine our hearts and motivations. Trusting God with our finances means surrendering our anxieties and fears, recognizing that He is aware of our needs and is capable of providing for them in ways we may not yet understand. The story of the Israelites offers a powerful lesson in trust. As they wandered in the wilderness, God provided for them daily, teaching them to rely on Him for their sustenance. Each morning brought fresh manna, a reminder that His provision is not only sufficient, but also timely. In our own lives, we may not receive manna from heaven, but we can trust that God knows our needs and will provide for us, often in unexpected ways. Moreover, the act of sharing our experiences, our struggles, our victories, and our lessons learned can foster a sense of community and support among believers. By opening up about our financial journeys, we create opportunities for encouragement and accountability. We can share stories of how God has provided in times of need, how we have learned to trust Him in the midst of uncertainty, and how we have seen the impact of generosity in our lives. Engaging in discussions about finances within our communities can help demystify the topic and reduce feelings of isolation. It is vital to create spaces where individuals can express their fears and doubts without judgment, where they can seek advice and support from one another. This communal approach not only strengthens our faith, but also reinforces the idea that we are not alone in our struggles. Together, we can encourage one another to seek God's kingdom first, reminding each other of His faithfulness and provision. Ultimately, the journey of financial stewardship is a reflection of our relationship with God. It challenges us to examine our priorities and align our hearts with His purposes. When we prioritize God's kingdom, we open ourselves to His provision in ways we may not have anticipated. This does not mean that financial struggles will vanish. Rather, it means that we can approach our circumstances with a renewed perspective rooted in faith and trust. As we navigate the complexities of our financial realities, let us remember the lessons from the Israelites and the teachings of Jesus. Let us seek first the kingdom of God, knowing that our needs will be met in His perfect timing and according to His will. Let us embrace stewardship as a way of life, serving others and sharing our resources generously. In doing so, we will find that our financial struggles can become a backdrop against which God's faithfulness is displayed. In conclusion, the narrative of God's chosen ones struggling financially is one that resonates deeply with many. It reminds us that being chosen does not shield us from hardship, but rather invites us into a deeper relationship with our Creator. As we reflect on our own financial journeys, may we commit to trusting God fully, seeking His kingdom first, and engaging in community with one another. In this way, we can affirm our belief that prioritizing God's kingdom will lead to His provision, bringing hope and encouragement to our hearts as we navigate the complexities of life.